And then she prayed this prayer. She said, my music's all gone. I can't dress myself, I can't move, but God, give me something to do for you, please. I thought, what? How in the world? We've been down that path, and here we are. And now you're asking this impossible prayer for God to do something. Our pastor came over. And he said, Mrs. Gibbs, the church took a vote. We don't want you folks to return. We're afraid. And my mom said, I understand how deadly polio is. But she said, Pastor, would you please pray God and give me something to do? And our pastor said, Mrs. Gibbs, I think God's through with you. I got furious. I thought, I'm going to rearrange your front teeth. I thought, you may be right, but you're not talking to my mom that way. My mom had me sit down. I was halfway across the room to hit him. She said, Pastor, you're wrong. God's never through with anybody. By the way, you'll know when God's through with you. You'll be looking at him. And until you're looking at him, God's got something he wants you to do. Another pastor came, just a young man starting a church in our town who heard of us. And my mom said, would you pray that God would give me something to do? I don't care. And here's what she said, I'm very damaged goods. I know that. But God, you're all powerful. What happened next amazed me. This pastor said, now we haven't started our church, so we don't have a Sunday school, but when we do, would you like to be the head of the Sunday school? I thought, how do you have a Sunday school when you don't even have a church? And my mom said, I'd love to. She said, you see, Davy, God's answering prayer. I said, Mom, he doesn't even have a church yet. She said, that's okay. It's going to be a great Sunday school. I thought, boy, I'm doomed. My mom told him, we got 2 kids, my son and my daughter. I thought, I'm going to go to church the rest of my life with my sister. This is no good. My mom started that Sunday school, just a handful of kids, strapped in a wheelchair, taking 2 hours just to get dressed, somebody to help her. But the kids loved her. They loved her wheelchair. And then she said, I know what we got to do. We're going to go get a man to give us some buses to get kids to come. I said, Mom, we don't have the money. She said, my God will take care of that. An amazing thing happened. We went to see that man, and he said, if I give you some buses, who will drive them? You? And she said, you're right, I forgot. I need buses and drivers. I need you to give them to me. That man gave her a bus that started with 1, then 2, then 3, and pretty soon it was 35 to 50 every week. The Sunday school run by a lady in a wheelchair who couldn't walk, couldn't dress or feed herself. Within 6 years' time, never had less than 5,000 kids in it. Because somebody prayed. People would say, how did you do this, Miss Gibbs? She'd say, I didn't, God did. Do you understand how powerful prayer is? Ask, and ye shall receive. Ask. When my mom went home to be with the Lord, that church sent her a letter, and they said, out of your Sunday school, there are 78 pastors and 260 missionaries on the field.